gaze into you, and maybe I'll drown. But what?
Welcome to Pandemonium!
What's going on, everybody? It's Dr. Elo. And yeah, I am happy today. Happy today. I'm here with Sai again. We can't stop streaming with each other. You're going to be talking about content creation planning. And let me put Sai right into the window of a window. Hello, Sai.
Hello. I moved and everything. Hi, guys. I have no idea what's going on, by the way. I got lured here thinking that we were going to be talking about content. And then he got this whole weird window-to-window thing. I have no idea what the hell is going on.
This is a
like,
new
I feel
session.
like I got bamboozled.
Yeah, this is the bamboozle, definitely. This is a session in which I ask my guests difficult questions. So, Sai.
What are you going to ask me?
Oh, don't worry about it. You're good.
So, Sai, do you currently or are willing to date somebody?
What now? I didn't understand a single shit you just
I know. I'm just messing around. So,
this is up to a great start.
I'm just messing around away. Window to window. I know we're like monsters. We're like real big.
No, and it was funny because I remember when we were setting up to go live, the first thing that I asked Elo was like, "What the fuck is this? Like, what is going on with this new layout?" I was not informed of any of this. I said, "No, it's just a special thing. Don't worry, it's gonna be
Don't
fun."
worry.
And I'm like, "Is this supposed to be like like gossipy neighbors or something like that? Are we going to be
I'm just
sipping
messing
some
around.
tea here or something?"
No, you're good. No worries. We're gonna start with our topic now in the serious mode.
I do not, David. Stop spreading lies in the chat. I'm reading. I don't pee in the shower.
Bring you back. So, do you pee in the shower? Wow.
It's not the same experience for women. I can tell you that much. I
Really?
don't think it will be as enjoyable being on yourself.
Keep talking because I found something in the other overlay. It didn't look right. So I'm fixing it right now. Don't tell anybody.
Fuck the tech.
Don't tell
By the
anybody.
way, I think I'm not sure, but when you had the schedule stream, it took me to a link, and I was on that link, but everybody stopped talking, and I saw that you kept on pulling comments. So I'm not sure if you just double book it or
some
something.
reason.
Oh,
It
did,
changed links
fine.
for some reason. I don't know what's going on with it. It said it has a wrong keyframe encoder, and it switched to instead of 3 to 2
You're
or
a
something like
fucking
that.
troll.
I don't know.
I am being
What?
trolled by Papa Smurf.
Okay. Sai does not pee in the shower. She urinates. Wow. Those are some big words.
I'm being trolled by Papa Smurf. This ain't right. You do know that I'm gonna get back at you, right? I hope
Might as
you
well.
realize that this is gonna come back at you.
Okay. Okay. So,
Oh my god.
let's
Had his
start
back.
with
He
planning.
misses this now.
I know. Forget about that.
Yeah,
Let's
we're
start about
supposed to be
planning.
talking about planning.
We're
and
gonna start.
Somehow it just happened. This happened.
So this is
Nice.
starting with planning. This is the boring planning. The boring planning that you take in college, in which you start to define objectives, develop premises, evaluate alternatives, identify resources, establish tasks, and determine track, blah, 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 blah. So planning is everywhere, basically. It's in whatever you do. Hey, you got to plan to have a baby. You have to plan to go out with friends to drink. You have to plan for every single thing. So what do you think, Sai? What is your definition of planning?
That's exactly it. I think sometimes we just go through the motions and we seem to forget that, it's important for you to actually have goals and have things that you want to do more than the present time. I know that it can be daunting, but this is kind of a conversation that I love having because I was a manager. I was a corporate manager for almost a whole decade of my life. And that's exactly what I used to do for a very long time, trying to organize the operation and trying to micromanage the other operations and stuff. So it was a challenge when it comes to, because most of the time this kind of stuff is given to you, is placed onto you when it comes to work stuff. So, but when you're starting a project or something like that, then it is something that, you have to start doing yourself. So that's the challenge when you need to start to understand how priorities should go, how you need to, what you need to do with your time, how to organize even your free time. When you become an adult, nobody told me this shit. I actually had to learn how to schedule my own fucking free time because when you're busy, I don't know, I think you don't you don't seem to understand that you need downtime. You need to take at least a day or something like that for you to wind down, recharge, relax, anything like that. Because one of the things that I used to do, this is a personal thing of mine, like it was really bad for me. I will work from Monday to Monday. I kind of still do sometimes. I'm really
Me
bad at
too.
that. Like sometimes you try to not overlap situations, but you cannot help, especially if you have a family, if you have a lot of different things outside of work. Everything is going to feel like part of a process. Everything is going to be part of a work because you have to like do repairs in the household, and then you just have to, I don't know, go do a bunch of errands and do grocery shopping and stuff like that. And you also have to skip that, otherwise you.
I want your comment in there. Forever. I'm in troll mode today, dude. Sorry. So this is the planning that I do for myself, for my I'm gonna show you. We're gonna go get ourselves in a little cell phone. There we go.
Nice. The hell happened?
I don't know.
Great.
We're on a cell phone now. Ooh. Hi. So what I do for my planning is for my live streams first. I get a little list. I use Trello. I like to use Trello for it. So live stream ideas, live stream title, and the live stream thumbnail, which we worked very early between Sai and I, very early, like 12:01 a.m. So
That's what I was about to say. I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to shit on your stream. I was like, you were fucking asking me for that shit at like 1 a.m. I fucking dare you.
I wanted to go to sleep. It was like, oh my god, I need to have this. And the
I
crown,
completely forgot.
and the
That was the
crown
worst part.
emerged.
Actually, when
You had a little crown and everything, and it's the same color as your cup and everything. So it looks great. So I write a description of the live stream. I put tags in TubeBuddy. TubeBuddy helps me put all those tags in there. I do the research. Promote it at least 24
I have to
hours.
say that
Yeah.
I absolutely love that you say you write down, check your internet speed,
Oh yeah.
check camera, check microphone.
Oh
check
yeah.
You actually have a checklist.
I do. I do
I
have
didn't
a
know that.
checklist.
I knew
yeah.
that you had a to-do list, but I didn't know that you had a check. This is fantastic, guys. I should actually have something like this too.
They just feel it.
We take a lot for
Easier.
granted sometimes. Yeah.
Well, with all
Especially
the
when you work with OBS. I work with OBS and I really need to do all of this actually.
Well, there you go. So
Yeah.
you do, I think Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter, all those promos. Like I do in 24 hours before, and then I do it like 15 minutes or 30 minutes before, or an hour or something like that. I saw you sending an email, a tweet, what, an hour before?
Yes. What I'm doing, but that's different from planning. That's actually for promotional stuff. When I try to do
Still
promotional
planning for me.
of
I don't
content,
know.
yeah, that's social media planning. That's a different kind of planning, but it is. I do it. I try to do it with a short time in between because I'm new to this again. Like even I've been doing content for a long time, but I just picked it up 2 years after the fact. So I consider myself like brand new all over
You're
again.
not
So
brand
I
new,
don't
you're
really
just
have
rusty.
a schedule.
That's it.
old as fuck too, but that's another another point of conversation. However, when you do social media stuff, I try to do it with short time, like advance, because sometimes if you say something like on Monday that you're going to go live on Wednesday or something, people often forget. But if you say the same
Yeah.
day, you have a better chance of people, I don't know, maybe becoming interested in clicking on that as well. So it is a trick, because I had the most success with what David was talking about today on stream with newsletters. Newsletters is the most powerful tool that anybody has, personal, company, whichever way you want to go.
Or
It is a fantastic tool because it's people that is already interested in you. They're like, hey, this is my email. You can call me. You can to let me know when this is happening. So they're already interested. There's a high chance that they're going to click and they're going to engage in your content. So that's the best kind of people to have. That's the best kind of information to have. Second to that, it will be store emails. If you actually have a store, there's people that already bought from you and something like that. That's the kind of best of data that you can work with. So when it comes to promotional and stuff like that, newsletter is 1,000 times better than social media, by the way, because I work with 2 studios and we publish games and all sorts of stuff. And I can tell you firsthand, we have better return from people on the newsletter than when we actually do paid advertisement on social media.
and it
There's
costs
years of publishing, actually.
lots of
So
money.
very powerful. If you have not seen Impartial Geek stream of today, I strongly advise you to go and check it out, because that is one of the most important monetization tools that you will ever have.
It's
Newsletters are
the most
golden.
important, in my opinion, because it separates you from
Absolutely.
every platform. And if you fail, or what if YouTube just closed, which they're not, if they close tomorrow for something, bankruptcy, then all of your clients, which are your subscribers, you don't have any type of
Uh,
communication to them. So how are you going to get them?
Absolutely. You have to keep that information.
I'm streaming. What? Exactly.
Oh, this is great. This is great. This
Yeah,
is why I
I'm
love
all
streaming during the day.
natural today. I'm all natural. I don't care. There we
As
go.
it comes. That's the best way to do it.
And I do even plan for I have a small outline, which I didn't do this time. But like for post live stream, whenever I finish the live stream, it's like the countdown, cut down the countdown timer, 10 seconds at the beginning of the live stream. Answer any comments left by the viewers. So I have a little plan to the madness afterwards to make sure that if that video is getting questions, I'm answering. So I have one video that has almost 9,500 views, and I still to the day, it was like 4 months ago. I still to the day, yesterday I answered a question about that software, that hardware.
Nice.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Well, that's a beautiful thing about YouTube, though, that content sometimes gets a lot more traction once it's published. Like once it goes live and it's just a video, sometimes it gets even 5 times the traffic that it had when it was live. So it's fantastic.
We're back to the
Why are we
window.
changing? Why are we changing?
I just like the window. We're like neighbors. So, what do you do this afternoon?
I don't know, really. I'm just trying to keep up with this stream today.
Yeah. Let's go back to normal. All right. So, what is your what do you use for your planning?
It depends, because I do a lot of different kind of planning. It's I do short-term planning, I do long-term planning. When it comes to content, I do long-term, and I try to do it in notes at first. Like I do. I actually need to transition into the Creators Toolkit planning tool, because I work with a lot of notepads, and it's messy. It's really, really messy.
Oh, that's a preference.
For
It's not
social
bad.
media,
It's a
for social
preference.
media, because I post a lot of fucking content in one day. Like I create posts and videos and stuff. It's exhausting sometimes. I used to use Hootsuite, because I thought it was like the most friendly. I could just have everything in there, and it has like the most basic tools. But nowadays I have to work with the native tools because they shut down Hootsuite specific tools and it just
Ooh.
keeps on crashing and stuff. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Creator Studio, but I have to have to make it work nowadays.
Well,
You have to
for
plan everything because it's impossible for you to be able to navigate, let's say, content creation and be on your toes when it comes to publishing that content. It's just so overwhelming. So I don't know how people just like don't do it. It's particularly impossible not to do it when you have like a job and a life and a lot of things to do at once.
and if you want to learn how to be a content
Thank you,
creator,
Trike.
join us
Notepad
now.
represent.
Join us now, creatorsguild.app, and check out our creatortoolkit.com where you learn to be a content creator. And if you are, you'll get better. And we can guarantee that. All right. So how about I do 6 months of thumbnails, but I always change some like this one because I wanted actually to talk about planning with you. But I went on a roll like one weekend and I started making thumbnails and thumbnails and thumbnails. So I did for 6 months. I'd have all those thumbnails already done. They're very similar. So
That is perfect.
well that's
I'm
the only
I'm
way I
actually
could do it.
really bad at that kind of stuff. No, you know, I'm really good at planning when it comes to doing the pipeline, when it comes to organizing how content should go and the times and the schedules and all that, because that's like the bread and butter of management. I'm really good at that. But when it comes to creating stuff like that, like we're talking about having a stock of stuff, sometimes what I try to do is that I take a day or 2 days and it's just like 6 hours straight just making art. And it's really freaking hard sometimes you just get all that done at first because, as you say, eventually you're going to change it and it's going to tweak. And what is going on, Twill? I don't know what is going on here.
Keep talking. I'm listening.
You're
I'm just
such
in
a
the other.
dork.
I'm just
I
in the
swear.
other room. I'm peeking.
You're such a dork. Oh my god. You're in your fucking window.
This is from window to window. Straight up.
From window to window. We're gossiping neighbors now.
Exactly.
Dos viejas chismosas.
Don't be hachimosa. That's right. Oh man, this is great.
Oh my goodness.
How about which is your preferred tool for let's get serious. Let's get serious. All right. So what is your preferred tool for planning? Is it Notion? Is it Trello? Because every single one of them have their own
It is
thing.
different for every single project that I ever worked on because I remember using Redmine when we were working on a lot of heavy development stuff. But eventually, Trello is a good one. Rike is another one that is actually good. But I think it depends on the team that you're working with.
Yeah.
Most of the time, those tools just have like 1,000 different things. And one of the things that I think Trello has, if I remember correctly, because it's been years, you actually have the amount of time that it's supposed to take, and it actually keeps track of the percentage of that it goes as well.
Yeah,
So
I don't use that.
it is. That's what I'm saying. I mean, depending on the team that you have and depending on the tasks you're going to do, I think it's a matter of actually probably doing a little bit of research to see which tool will be best for you, because most of those tools are not really necessary for all teams, particularly if you're working by yourself. I think if you're working by yourself, the one that David has on the Creator Toolkit is perhaps fantastic because you just have to do, I think it's very simple. You just have to do the information and then you just have the dates and stuff like that, like pinpoint kind of stuff, to-do list format. By the way, Nail said something really good on chat. He said, like, he needs to have a physical book to plan anything. Digital anything just doesn't work for me. That's another fascinating stuff to talk about because not everyone adapts easily to, let's say, mobile planners and stuff like that, which is all the rage nowadays. Like everybody just keeps everything on the phone. Not everyone adapts so easily. So it is important to know how.
That's what I use.
Yeah, it is
Rocketbook.
important to know how you retain information better. Like everybody learns and everybody resonates differently with information. Like for example, there's people that are more visual. There's people that are more, that they react more to like kinesthetic activities like that, like writing down stuff. So it's really important for you to do something that is going to work for you, that is going to adapt to you, actually.
That's true. For me, I've adapted because I had a lot of paper, and then when I started going to the office, I had to pick up the metro, jump in there. So I wanted to travel as light as possible. My things were like my notebooks were thick, and then if I had
Yeah.
information from the last one that I needed, I put it on top of that one. I'm like, you know what? I'm done. So this is what I use. It's thin, and I take a picture, and it translates everything, and it transcribes everything into a into a Microsoft Word document or whatever, Google Doc or whatever. But it does that for me. So if I take notes, I take a picture of it. It has a barcode here in the bottom, and in that barcode, obviously, if it understands the chicken scratch that I have right now, yeah.
It's
So,
great. Aren't you supposed to be a doctor, Doctor Elo?
I know
That
that's
comes with the whole
why
thing.
it comes with the thing, definitely.
This comes with
My
it.
kid is better. He writes better than me. He's 6 years old, and he's a lefty. So just imagine. And I write with both hands, by the way. Thank you very much. It's horrible.
You do?
Yeah,
Wow. Aren't you
I'm
multi-talented?
ambidiestro. I don't know how to say it in English. Probably sounds wrong anyway. So yeah,
Special snowflake. Let's call it that. That's how
Yeah.
we call it in English.
special
You're a
snowflake. So yeah, I rather do stuff that's more digital, and obviously my degree is in sustainability and environmental. So I want to be more environmentally friendly. So I tend not to use paper too much. So give him the microphone.
You're
That's it.
You're saving the world, aren't you?
Your dog
Such a
too.
good
He's
person.
saving the world too. Just give him the microphone. He wants to speak. Just why don't you bring him on screen?
Oh my goodness! Yeah, this is why I don't stream during the day. They're so loud.
Who
Four of them
cares?
is a little bit like too
Who
much.
cares?
By the way, did you get a chance to see that before we went live? I asked in the guild. I asked guildies if they
Ambidextrous.
what was the most important thing and the most complicated thing for them to navigate about planning content. You get to see that?
No.
Most of them, let me see if I can actually pull up the window. Most of them were talking that one of the most difficult things is time management. It is very
It's always
hard
time management.
to organize their time. How do you organize your time? You have 1,000 different things in your life.
I put it on my schedule, the Apple schedule. I manage everything in my phone. Like all that schedule, I really follow my schedule on my phone. Like I don't mess around. I have
How
I
do
have the
you?
live
But
streams
how do you handle that? Like, do you have what's the word? Like alarms or something like that?
like today.
They go off to
Look
remind
what
you.
I have. Yeah, I have like an hour alarm, and then I have tomorrow I have a chiropractic appointment or whatever. Then I have another stream at 6. So I have everything in here, and I manage it with alarms. I'm very organized in that in that regard. There's other stuff I'm just a hot mess, but in this and with finances, yeah, I'm very strict with myself because if I don't do this, I have ADHD. I see a squirrel and just keep on running the squirrel. So yeah, that's what I do. So,
Squirrel.
squirrel. Yeah. So
One of the things that I've always recommended, I remember that I used to do seminars for the upcoming managers that I had to train when I was a corporate manager. And one of the things that I remember trying to pass along was the idea of working with dynamic to-do lists. I think when you understand that what you think is going to happen is not exactly what's going to happen, that eventually they're going
does.
to be inconvenient. Yeah, there's going to be inconvenience no matter what, whether it
Siempre
would
un
be
peo.
weather or or the tech or anything. There's always going to be something that eventually is just, it's not going to be the same thing that you planned. Rarely ever it happens that way. Once you understand that, you're going to understand, or you're going to try to adapt into being a little bit more flexible with what you have to do during the day.
Yeah.
You have to be very decisive and find how to restructure things on the go. So dynamic to-do lists, this was something that I used to teach them. Like, okay, if you're going to do this today, if you're going to do this tomorrow, then you have to find a way to what are you going to do with now, because you have to make the best of the time that you actually have. Sometimes when you were working on tight schedules and difficult like deadlines, it was important for them to actually, like if you cannot find this, then you just have to work on another.
No.
Another thing that I think is important to work when it comes to time management is that we need to learn how to prioritize. I believe that not everything that is important is urgent, and the other way around. Not everything that is urgent is meant to be important either. So sometimes it is best for you to manage as the time comes, as everything goes along, and you just evaluate as you can.
Look right
Um,
here. This is what I do. I color code everything. So I have different colors for different stuff that I do, and which is for me, which is more important. But these colors are all over the place, but they do mean something for me. Just so you know.
they are supposed to be something
Yeah,
for
they
you.
do
It's
mean
it's
something.
your
It's just
planner, so
yeah. Oh,
so
wrong
I
one.
mean, and it's
So
we're back to the windows. Uh, because one of the things that I think is the most important when it comes to time is that you're supposed to understand that the differences or the nuisances of like the differences between being effective and being efficient. When you're talking about being effective is the fact that okay, you maybe have an hour to get something done, and maybe whatever you were supposed to do, you got done in that time. But being efficient means that you're going to try to optimize the best out of that hour, and it's going to be done in the least amount of time and effort. It is never the same, and this is, I think, a pitfall when it comes to content creation, because we think because we have, I don't know, a whole day to do thumbnails or something like that, that's the way that it should go or something. So for example, if you have the opportunity to, let's say, I don't know, your boss is going to ask you to drive them to the airport, and maybe you have the time, maybe you have the car, maybe you have everything to make that happen. However, it will be much more efficient for you to just order the fucker right over, and then
yeah,
you just go back to your day. So the differences between being effective and efficient matters a lot when you're organizing your time schedule. And another thing that I've already mentioned is the fact that being understanding of how important the downtime and the breaks are. Because if you schedule content from Sunday to Sunday, by the time that you're going to back to the next week, to tackle the next workload that you're going to do, you're going to be so fucking dead. You're going
unrealistic.
to have no motivation and no energy whatsoever. And when it comes to actually being disciplined, believe it or not, energy is much more important than motivation. You
Yeah,
actually have to be healthy, and you need to be awake, you need to be alive, or at least pretend to be alive or something like that. So it is very important for you to understand you're human. You're not supposed to be doing the whole thing 24/7.
I
It's
know,
not
right?
healthy. It
You
really is
have you
not.
have to schedule your time off. You have
Yes,
to
I
schedule your
have
time
to.
off.
That's something that I know I'm really bad at, because I'm a workaholic, and
I
I
am
have
too.
to do that.
But when it's the weekends, you see that I don't go to the guild very much on the weekends. I'm out. I have to take I don't even think about myself if I'm tired, if I want to, it's just my family, my kid. I have a 6 year old, I have a wife. We need to go out. Well, we've been stuck in this freaking apartment for a year thanks to the whatever happened. So, we need to plan out just for our mental health. We need to plan out at least to go out and just distress from everything else.
It is difficult sometimes because when you love what you do, particularly a personal project, you're always going to be thinking about it. And that's why it's a challenge for you to be a little bit sincere with your time.
Yeah.
So, three
Oh, no.
things that I recommend guildies that struggle with organizing time is like, first of all,
Fucking
try to
do
manage
it.
your,
Three things.
yeah,
Fucking
you
do
have to
it.
manage your interruptions, by the way, because the more that you procrastinate and the more that you put things away because whichever reason, I don't know, the house is on fire or something, then you're eventually not going to be able to do shit, because there's always going to be fires that you're going to put out at work, personal. There's always going to be something. So you have to manage your interruptions as best as you can. Remember, not everything that is important is urgent. And second, the idea that multitasking sometimes is not particularly efficient.
Not the best way.
So it is you're doing 5,000 things at once, and sometimes it takes you longer if you tackle them all at once. So that's something that I've had to learn the hard way. So if you want to be much more productive and optimize your time, multitasking might not be something that you should consider if you want to save time. ironically, because it takes you longer to do shit when you're doing multiple things at once. So it will be best for you to actually dedicate different slots of time for you to do kinds of stuff that is going to get done faster. And you're going to eventually understand that it's probably not going to take as long as you initially thought that it would. And that's what's going to clear up more space in your schedule. And yeah, well, procrastinating. I think procrastinating, if you can get it done, just fucking get it done. Just what Elo
Shit.
said. If you are going to get it done, don't say that because you did a lot today and then you're going to do it tomorrow. No, no. If you can get it done and you still have time, just get it done. It's best to work ahead
Yeah.
than to work against time.
And
So those
don't
are my
waste
recommendations.
and don't waste other people's time. Like,
Oof.
for example,
Yes.
if you say you're gonna do your YouTube work from 6 to 7, and you told your family you're gonna be there from 6 to 7, don't be in here lollygagging and doing bullshit. Do the work. Do the work, because you're taking time from them to do supposedly your work, or you just procrastinating and looking at YouTube instead of consuming YouTube. So
And that is very common in corporate environments. I shouldn't even say this out loud, but it's very, very common. Like, hey, let's go get coffee, or let's go get fucking, I don't know, dinner or something. And like, why the fuck am I going to give you my time when you cannot tell me something that from 9 to 5? You can tell me from 9 to 5. I don't need to extend the time that I'm not hanging out here with you. So it's difficult sometimes, and you have to be a little bit cutthroat when it comes to this kind of stuff.
don't go
But
dancing.
definitely.
Don't go
No.
dancing. Get your ass to work. Unicorn.
Fucking unicorn. Oh my god.
What's going on, Joseph? Welcome. And you're not late. You're always on time, my friend.
Another thing that I remember Gil is talking about, by the way, is the fact that people are a little bit concerned about keeping content relevant or keeping content ideas flowing. Working as a content manager for studios, I have to tell you that's very difficult sometimes, because you have to be constantly on the pulse of the news, and you have to be doing content, even repurposing content every single day, because sometimes you cannot do new shit every single day, so you have to use it again. It is very difficult at first for you to get into the whole idea, but one of the things that I recommend you when you're creating content of any kind, for yourself, for your company, for anything, do research. If you're working for a company that is working with medicine, or is working
research.
with food or something like that, you have to become a foodie, you have to become a gamer, you have to become part of the audience that you're catering to. And that way you're going to understand what's actually happening, not just in the news, but the things that are becoming relevant to your industry. And that's exactly how eventually you're going to parse the conversations, or you're going to become part of these conversations, and it's going to allow you to create content to include yourself in these conversations. But it's very difficult, because if you're not part of what's actually happening, whether it will be on Twitter, Facebook, or even YouTube, anywhere, any single platform you're working on, you have to consume content yourself. You have to take time to sit down and watch people, and you have to sit down, read things, you have to look at things, you have to research. Always do it periodically. Don't wait until you run out of ideas. Don't wait until you run out of ideas. You have to. I do it weekly, actually. I have to sit down and I have to see what the fuck these Facebook groups are talking about, what developers are working on, what's on IGN, what's on whatever, all these places. You actually have to be always looking, always reading.
All right. Yeah, I'm always doing research. I kind of, after I finished my doctor's degree, I kind of kept on doing research for every single thing, which is a horrible thing to do, but they ingrained it so much in my brain, doing the research first before opening your mouth. So I researched basically everything. But I have Patton has a good point here. It's like he struggled with watching courses nonstop instead of taking action. It made him think that it was being productive, but wasn't a productive thing. So yeah, that happens to everybody. For me, my wife actually called me out and told me like, so all this equipment that you have here, when you're gonna stream? I'm like, huh?
I love her. She's so amazing.
Oh,
Every
yeah.
single time you share about her, she's so badass.
Oh, yeah.
It's like,
She's-
get off your
I'm like-
fucking ass, man.
I'm
Start
like,
doing
all
content
right.
already.
I'll do
You
it.
spend
I'll
all
do
this
it.
money.
And she said it really
No,
nice.
but it's true. Sometimes it's really difficult for you to transition into the whole idea phase, into action phase. And that's what I do believe, just as Elo mentioned, the Creators Guild has been that changing moment for me. I mean, I remember I've been friends
That
with
fire
David
in
for
your
a
butt.
very long ass time. And even 2 years ago, he was the one that got me streaming back then, because I had it was really difficult for me. And he got me streaming back then, and he got me streaming now. It's crazy. It's like the fact that you're surrounded with people that are so creative, that are so positive, and they're so freaking cool, that help you, support you. Like, they literally go to your streams and actually listen to you, like you guys are doing right now. I'm talking crap here, and you're here supporting us. It is something that really makes a difference. The fact that you have people there for you, and if you have a question, you just can go ahead in general and ask. Like, hey guys, my OBS exploded. What the fuck did I do? I don't know what the hell happened. And trust me, there's going to be someone that's going to be like, hey, what the fuck did you do? But it's going to help you. They're going to help you. That's the culture that we have in the Creators Guild. I absolutely love it. And I hope
Don't be afraid to be yourself.
you get to share more with that of us, like, so we can actually support you. Like, they have supported me, because I swear to God, it's changed me. Like, I'm able to do content now because of it.
Awesome. Guild love.
Of course, it's the truth. You guys inspire me, and you guys motivate me, and you guys support me. It's no other way to say it. Like, for example, I see Scott does amazing freaking production since day one.
Yeah, I know, right?
That guy has been doing amazing video.
You know what that means, right?
The way that he talks in the camera, the way that he actually parses the content, the way that he plans and everything. Like, if I had not told me that he struggles with that today in general, I will have not even fucking guessed it.
You know what that means,
so
right?
So far, he's been doing a fantastic job. What? Are we going to the window now?
That means he was procrastinating for an hour. And then, boom, perfect.
No, but it's true, and the fact that
amazing.
you actually get to see your guildies do so well and, talk about all this cool stuff, it's something that really gets you going, because sometimes the environment that you're in does not support what you want to do, because they don't really have an idea, or they simply just don't know. Like, they probably, your family, for example, they see you and you're like doing all these webinars and all these workshops and stuff like that, and they say, oh, that's cool, that's great.
So
it just ends there, because they don't really know what's
when you gonna create content. I'm like, oh, okay.
But that's because your wife is a freaking badass. Like, seriously. Like, she's like, damn, she call you out flat out of that,
straight
like,
up, and with a smile on her face, and I'm like,
that's fucking amazing.
Oh wow, okay, man, okay, yes. September 10, I started.
Oh my
doing
goodness! Did you see Joseph's comment? He says, "My mom still doesn't know what I really do."
Oh yeah, that's
but
normal.
I'm sure she loves you very much.
My mom's the same way. She probably doesn't know what I do, but
19 years and she doesn't know what you do.
My mom supports me whatever I do. Same thing. Yes, doggy. Whatever you say.
But is it true, Scott? You're really good at what you do, and I hope that all this. Scott recently posted that he's been having a really hard time, and that's one of the reasons why his content has always, it's a little bit slow nowadays. But I really hope you don't give up, because your podcast is amazing. Your live streams are so fucking amazing. They're so much fun. So I really, I'm rooting for you. I'm hoping that everything's gonna get better soon enough, and you're gonna go back to making us laugh.
If not,
3 times a week.
Just dance like a unicorn.
Oh my God, you and that fucking thing. Where the hell did you get that?
Oh, it came to me.
I
found it.
Where the hell did you get that?
Envato Elements. I really found it. I wasn't even looking for it. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh yeah, that's right. Impartial Geek says, my mom and dad think since I work with internet that I fix computers. I need to send you all my Windows bug reports. I promised that I was going to, David, and I haven't. I'm slacking because my Windows sucks. I need to send you all of that. Midwestern Merchandise says, my wife knows that I'm trying to do what I'm trying to do, but I don't think she really understands what it's going to take to get there. Because this is very difficult working digitally, like working online and stuff like that. It's kind of
harder.
like a new normal. So there's a lot of people that are just embracing this. So it's going to take a little bit of time for some people to, get on with the whole thing. But
One
don't worry,
more
they're
F
gonna get
bomb.
there.
One more F bomb. We're getting snowed in.
What the fuck is this, Elo? Oh my god. I seriously have been like bamboozled entirely here.
I'm in ADHD mode today. And yes, there's
David,
light at the end of the
I
tunnel.
am going to send you shit. I'm going to send you Windows shit. So don't say that.
All right, so my wife knows that I'm trying to, but I don't think she really understands what it's going to take to get there. Okay, that's understandable. That's what happened to
Yeah.
me. It got to the point that the only thing that I needed to do was stream, and then that's when I got the question. It's like, so I'm in your YouTube channel. There's no videos. Huh? Huh? Oh yeah. Actually went to my YouTube channel.
I don't want shit sandwiches, David. I refuse. And I don't want any of my gillies eating shit either. Please and thank you.
Exactly.
I cannot get behind that whole mantra that you have to eat a shit sandwich once in your life or something.
Hell no.
I
All right.
refuse.
So, wait. My family thinks that trying to do anything online is just stupid because they don't understand it. It's fine. Like right now, it's when everybody with this situation, everybody found out that oh wow, you can really work from home. Oh wow, I can do the same amount of money without traveling freaking an hour and a half to work. So it's a shocker for everybody. So it's not. I'm not surprised.
Well, you have to understand that
Welcome, Eric.
sometimes their commentary on what you do, what don't do, take it with a little grain of salt because you're the one doing all the work.
I don't give a shit.
So
They can tell me anything.
that's what I was
am
trying
my
to be
own-
nice, Elo. I'm trying to be nice, Elo. It's his family. But my point is that
Why?
sometimes, it's great. They can have their opinion. Doesn't really mean that it's got to have value or that it matters. So
Your family is
take it
the
with a
one
good grain of
that
salt.
criticizes you the most, usually. So,
Yes,
and it's fine. They're allowed to.
absolutely. So Trike says, I'll ask a serious question.
Go for
What do you
it.
do if your planner outpaces your creativity? Do you push things a day ahead in the planner? Put out something you aren't feeling just to meet deadline? What do you mean that you plan more than you can do? Is that what you're trying to say?
Ooh, sassy. That's hard. That's straight up hard.
It is mostly about discipline at first. It's just that this is my friend Mike. He's not in the guild. One of
Yeah.
the things that we go by in the Creators
Join us.
Guild is the fact that you have to do 3 simple steps. You have to commit, create, and then connect. At first, it's a matter of discipline. At first, it's just, you're trying to get things done. You got to get the project started. So your planning should be in order to get the project going. Eventually, once you get to 6 months, 7 months, whatnot, you revise what you've been working on, and then you just continue to work specifically into how you want to shape the project that you want to shape, because you're going to have enough months, days, streams, people, audience, anything that you eventually can actually, make an assessment of what you're doing. So at first, you can experiment as you wish. I do believe that it is difficult because, getting yourself out there and doing content. I know that he does amazing retro content. He's got
Ooh, I like retro.
an Instagram can't remember what was the. He's got an Instagram where he posts a bunch of stuff, and he was a wrestler, from real life.
Oh my god! Hey,
And
I'm a wrestling
so
fan.
he's got a
So
lot of cool fucking content on his social media. He's really cool. He's really amazing. So
write your
I
channel
know that you
in
have a
the.
lot. I know you have a lot of creativity. So at first it's just a matter of, discipline to get it, to get the project where you want to get it, because he's got a lot of stuff going. He's madly creative. So
Right, that's amazing. And to say that Sai is saying that you're creative, yeah, that's a good thing.
he is very creative. He's very creative.
Like that Sai say words. Mm-hmm. I'm learning. I
I'm
almost
I'm
got
I'm kind of
confused.
an ass when it comes to that, right? I don't praise people easily. Scott says one of my biggest issue is in topics for my content. My content comes from Twitter. It is deciding on the topics that people want to talk about.
Oh, that's research.
I think no. I think in Scott's scenario, one of the things that you probably feel a little bit contingency with people from people is that you touch on political debates. Political debates is
Ew.
such a hot area when it comes to social
Ew.
media. So it's a hit or miss. So unless you actually have an audience, yeah, unless you actually have an audience of yourself
Say what?
that is like very in tune with what you're talking about, it is going to feel a little bit disconnected at first.
All right. I've been a pro wrestler, retro game writer, graphic maker, artist, rapper, and I'm touched you remember all that. It's amazing.
Mike,
Uh,
we've been friends for I don't know how long. It's been forever. Of course, I would remember.
Go follow him. Strike Cinema, Instagram. As a matter of
Joseph
fact,
says, with Scott, I
let me do this right now.
kind of like you choosing and letting me know of things I don't know, and I'm interested in your take. I like that too. That's one of the things that I like the most when you're doing the topics, that I feel like you're introducing me to different kind of things. And I like that actually, because sometimes I love Twitter. I'm perhaps one of the most active Twitter users in the guild. I love Twitter, so I'm actually in tune with a lot of the things that you say, and it's kind of cool having someone else to, like echo this kind of stuff with.
Just a dude whose hobby is having a ton of hobbies. Like it. What's up, Chris? Welcome to the stream. You wouldn't believe me if I
Oh, so
told
Mike
you I
says
was
a
on
better.
reality TV shows where I was trained to be a pro wrestler. Yeah, I'm a wrestling fan. That's a good thing.
He says a better way to word my question would be, how do you handle writer's block if it interferes with your plans?
Whiskey.
Well, that's one way to handle it.
It's so
The way that I
hard.
handle it is that I actually plan on topics and I dissect the topics. That's exactly how I work with this kind of stuff. Because, for example, working with different studios, you know that I work with different indie studios, and working with different people, sometimes I'm not in the same wavelength that I need to be when I'm working on content. So I actually write broad, long-term kind of topics and goals, and then I dissect from that. And eventually, that's one of the reasons why I have content to go for months, because I have like a stock of information, of art or screenshots of copyright. Oh my god, I have to do more copyrights now that I'm talking about. There's a lot of stuff that eventually I do in advance, and I have there for me to actually put and select and eventually mix and match. And that's what I'm telling you. When you're starting to feel that you are running out of ideas with content, I think you're already late when it comes to research. You always have to do research, even if you have like a pile of fucking things that you want to talk about, or you want to do a video about, or you want to post about. It is best when you have stuff in stock, more so than when you actually don't have anything and you like scarcity, have to run out and see what the fuck you're going to do that day.
Every F-bomb, she's gonna dance. All right, so yeah, it's hard when you get that creators, not the right. I'm not gonna call it writers because it's more a creative block, but it's
Well, he's a writer. That's probably
oh,
why
you're a
he
writer.
called it a
Whew.
writer. Yeah, he's a
I used
writer.
to get writer's block a lot during my doctoral studies. It was horrible. For my dissertation, it was really bad. And the only thing that I did is I went out, went for a walk, went for a run, some type of
Scotch.
activity, scotch, exactly. Something different to take me out of the same environment because usually I was stuck doing something for 12 hours until I finished. So I cut myself some slack, went out for a burger or whatever, and came back, took a hot shower. I don't know. I did so much shit that I don't even know. Oh, you're crushing it, man. You know it. The guild is rad. All right, guys. Do you have
Scott
more
says,
questions?
writers,
Yes,
writer's block is real.
it
I've
is.
never found anything that cures it except baby time.
It is real, and it's
I
scary too.
think the only way that I've been able to bypass that kind of stuff, because I don't have the luxury of having writer's block. When you're in publishing, you have to just simply, even if it comes down to a science, you have to write down copy and you have to write down emails and newsletters and stuff. So you don't have much of the time to get inspired, so to speak. You have deadlines and you have things to sell.
Yeah.
So it is very difficult sometimes that you find yourself relying on motivation. Try to find a formula of the content that you do, and based up on that, try to mix and match. If you don't feel creative, it's very hard when you need to be creative, and you don't find yourself in the place to do so. I mean, when you don't have the headspace for it, it's complicated to get yourself out of it. But when you have a show, for example, and you have a segment and you have specific things that you do in your show, try to stick to that and try to at least find a way to navigate it through the topics that you already have selected, because even if you're not creative, you're still going to be able to make it.
True. And here's another good comment. I'm the opposite. I have too many ideas and struggle to focus. Follow one course until success. Squirrel. Yep, that's me.
Squirrel.
I got squirrels all the way, but I've learned to work with myself. Basically, I stick to a plan and I make myself do it. And sometimes it hurts. Sometimes I don't want to wake Saturday at 7 in the morning, but that's the thing I have to do so I can, whenever my family's up, I can have my family Saturday and take him out, right? So I have to do whatever I have to do in the morning, and then we can go about our day afterwards. So,
It is difficult sometimes, not just having the whole angle of having responsibilities with your family, but the idea that I'm going to be honest, there are days that I do not feel creative. I don't even feel
yeah,
approachable. I don't even feel human when it comes to chronic pain.
yeah,
And I still have a lot of fucking things to get done. So my point is that I
you
try
still pull
not
through.
to
So
let that, let's not try to get into a motivational thing. Try to get it into more like a routine of things. Like
like a
if you
fucking
know what
do
you're
it thing.
doing, yes, if you know what you're doing, if you have your topics, if you have your planning already done, then try to stick to that, because it's much more reliable than you waking up and feeling fantastic, like, yes, I'm going to do 5 ideas today or something. That sometimes never really happens. I don't know. I live with pain, so I don't know what that
Yeah,
feels
me
like.
too.
That doesn't really exist for me.
So
And when it comes
actually
to
do.
David,
Go ahead.
when David says, like he's been in a bit of a creator block for a few weeks and stuff like that, I think stress is
That's not
another
really a
thing that
block.
factors in. Yeah, that's more stress than anything,
That's
actually.
stress. Yeah, straight up an inconvenience.
You're madly creative, David, so it's just a matter of having a little bit more of headspace for you
Just
to be
this, man.
you and not have to
Get out
deal
of your
with
head.
bullshit that you don't need to.
Get that out of your head.
Fucking unicorn. Oh my god.
Yeah, you got a community. You show up. You got us, man. So we got your back. And Nail does have a point. It's more the distraction than a block.
Yeah.
We got you. Well, Nailbender stops me from feeling creative in that aspect, so it is a distraction that blocks me. Look at the words. And one more. Ooh, oh, Scott, you always kill it. Every fracking time. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Speaking of, I think you using that stupid unicorn scared Andy away. I know he
No,
was
Andy
around.
was late. Actually, he wasn't coming to the stream because it's really late. So he came just for a
Oh,
little
so he
bit,
just passed out.
and yeah, basically.
He just passed out
It, it-
sober.
it's
Oh my
it's
god.
it's like 12 p.m.
If
over
you're
there. So
watching
yeah.
if you're watching this again, Andy, thank you for stopping by. Well, I think that's it, Elo. We don't have any more
Yeah.
questions. We already
What?
covered everything. We talked
What'd you
about time
say?
management.
What'd you say, Sai? So
What?
now comes the real questions from window
Oh
to
Jesus.
window.
Oh my god.
I'm just joking with you.
You are everybody's trolling me today.
I got you. Yeah, a creature. Andy came, misspelled a couple words, and passed out. Yeah, for sure. Envato
We're-
Elements. I have a subscription to Envato Elements, yearly subscription.
Scott,
That's where I
don't get
get all
that
my
stupid
stuff.
unicorn too.
It's not
Don't
stupid.
don't go get the stupid.
It's not the real one.
Don't get.
Not the real one. I'll pass it to you guys in the guild. No worries. Freebie.
Oh my goodness.
Freebie. All right, guys.
Oh, gotta take that off. All right, guys. Do you have any more questions? Please put them in the comments. You need to send me. Yeah, definitely. I will send you that. And let me take us off of here and put us in the real thing. Unless you want to say bye to everybody, Sai. That was
Bye,
quick.
guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting us and listening to me talk stupid shit all like an hour. You're the best.
I want to put this in here, but I don't want to. All right, guys.
Put
Thank you
what?
very much. No, hell no. I'm not going to put Nailbender's thing in here. Hell no.
Oh no.
Nope. That's
Nail.
it.
How dare you say that?
All right, guys. Thank you very much. We'll see you
Bye.
tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 3 p.m. PST, right? And I'll leave you to this.
Yes.
PrettyToolkit.com.